corner, and you guys ready? Yeah, you can sit on your pockets for me before we start. And remember a few weeks ago we did the sequencing of events. We're kind of going to do the same thing. We're just going to add to it, and we're going to get the characters figured out and the setting figured out. So that's what we're going to do today. So why do you think it's important to have characters? Here. Okay, so Lauren, what are some characters? Not in this story, but like what kind of characters? So sheep can be a character, so animal can be characters. Sadie, what else can be characters? A wolf, number 3. What else can be characters? A pet dog. What about people? What about humans? Can humans be characters in the story? Okay, and then what about the setting? What's a setting, Lauren? At a park. Where else could be a setting, Junior?
Your park is outside in your backyard.
Okay. Keegan, where else can be? Where else is? Okay. Zadie, can you think of something somewhere? Think of something where a story or something could happen. Setting. What about at school?
Yes.
Something take place at school. The school could be a setting. Ideal could be a setting, right? So what is a setting? Where the people act, where the story takes place. And then let's turn to Jack and the Wolf.
Look and tell me which word it is, and then which are the two endings have. So you start with
I didn't find it. Okay. Jack and the Wolf. Keegan.
the ending sound of the word.
Page 15, it looks like.
Number 5.
Okay, so Jack and the Wolf, we've read it before, and so
What's the ending?
Jack is what?
That character.
He's a boy. He's a character. And on page, let's see, on page 16 and 17.
So you start with
I didn't find it. Okay. Jack and the Wolf. Keegan.
the ending sound of the word.
Page 15, it looks like.
Number 5.
Okay, so Jack and the Wolf, we've read it before, and so
What's the ending?
Jack is what?
That character.
He's a boy. He's a character. And on page, let's see, on page 16 and 17, what does he look like?
Excellent.
Sad, bored. So let's discuss with your peers what you can do when you're, or what you do when you're bored.
Oh, okay.
Talk with your peers. Talk with your friends. Right here.
Yeah, she said what she had.
Discuss what you can do when you're bored at home. Okay, so Junior, tell me what Keegan said when he was bored. Okay, what did Junior say when he was bored? Okay, what did Sadie say when she was bored? What does she do when she's bored?
The pictures that
Do anything?
the short.
What do you do when you're bored, Sadie?
So we're going to say the name and it has a short name.
Go outside? And what did Lauren say she does when she's bored?
I'm going to sleep.
Okay, ask
Say the name.
Tell her again, Lauren, what you do when you're bored.
A sound. Let's do the sounds at hand.
What does she do, Sadie, when she's bored? Here she said, go outside and watch TV.
Yes, sir.
Read a book. Okay. So let's get,
It says colors, but we're going to circle.
well, let's look at the illustration
Number 2.
on
Say
the title page.
Okay. So,
What do you see in this illustration on the title page? Keegan.
Sheep and wolf.
So do you think that's what the story's going to be about? The sheep and the wolf? No. So how come you think they didn't have room to put Jack. The illustrator didn't want to put Jack.
Because there's words all over the place.
So do you think the story is more about Jack or the sheep and the wolf?
More Jack.
More about Jack. Okay.
I did my video last week over differentiated instruction, and I had some problems with technology, which I guess can happen, but unfortunately I ended up only getting 5 minutes or so of any teaching to the kids. The cooperating teacher didn't catch it until it was too late, and whenever I went back in just yesterday and today to find my videos, they were not there. So we've had parent-teacher conferences the last couple days, so we haven't even had school to be able to do another lesson or anything. So unfortunately I didn't get all of it videoed. But what I did see with differentiated instruction with my groups, as I've mentioned before, the groups in there are ability-based groups, so they're already together at specific levels of learning and reading. And so the way I kind of differentiated my instruction for those kids was use the higher level Bloom's taxonomy questions to ask of them about the story, and that's kind of how I differentiated the instruction on that. There was one group that I remember, and both the university supervisor and the cooperating teacher afterwards asked why I didn't have them read the story. Instead, we just kind of talked about it and summarized it, and in hindsight I now realize that it was one of the lower groups. So in hindsight I realize I should probably have them reading the story instead of just kind of summarizing. That way they can be more comfortable with the reading. And both my university supervisor and cooperating teacher agreed the ones that should be reading it the most and not just kind of going through it and summarizing the details and whatnot should be those lower groups. So I realize that now, and afterwards when they asked me, I just thought, oh, duh, of course. I should have known that they should be the ones reading it, and those higher level kids should be. I should have known that they should be the ones reading it, and those higher level kids should be the ones that are just kind of summarizing and picking out the details. So there really weren't any problems that arose during my teaching, so I didn't have any concerns on that part. One thing that I need to be more familiar with, or I guess allow the kids to do, is kind of take a lead in their own learning by asking questions and building off of that, and going from there. That way they can be processing the information, they can be thinking about it, and like, well, wait a second, I have a question about this, and this. So I want to be able to allow those kids that opportunity to take charge in their learning and ask those questions when they come up or when they think about them. So that's one thing that I've noticed with the new curriculums and the so many standards that teachers have to do. It's like we have to get through so much and teach the kids so much that we don't have time to stop and really listen to them or answer their questions. It's like we just got to go and get these things taught and stuff. So for me, I really just want to take that time to allow those kids to think about what I'm saying, and then to be able to process that, and if they're deeper thinkers, then allow them to ask those questions and to make those comments. That way we can just keep building off of whatever content we're discussing whenever we're doing. So I'm not for sure what I would totally do different, other than, like I just said, pausing and taking those moments of answering those questions and allowing those kids the opportunity to take charge of their learning and answer those questions that might come up, instead of just shoving information into their brains. Some kids might need that. Just pause, let that soak in for a little bit, and think about it, and might help them be able to connect some background knowledge and some other situations to the content that we're talking about. So that would be one thing that I would probably change or implement into my teaching style down the road. So that's my differentiated instruction lesson. Thanks.